In the annals of business, few names shine as brightly as John D Rockefeller. Born into modest beginnings in the mid-19th century, Rockefeller's journey to the pinnacle of success is a tale of determination, foresight, and sheer business genius. As a young boy, he showed a keen interest in making money, engaging in ventures that ranged from selling candies and doing odd jobs to raising turkeys. However, it was in the world of oil that he truly made his mark. In the aftermath of the Pennsylvania oil rush, Rockefeller founded the Standard Oil Company. With an uncanny ability to spot opportunities and a relentless focus on efficiency, he transformed not just his company but the entire petroleum industry. He mastered the art of negotiation, acquisition, and consolidation, turning Standard Oil into a behemoth that controlled most of the American market. Rockefeller, through his business acumen and strategic brilliance, became the richest man of his time, leaving an indelible mark on the world of business. Rockefeller's success wasn't accidental. It was the result of carefully considered strategies. Born into modest circumstances, John D Rockefeller displayed an uncanny knack for business from an early age. His first significant venture was a commodities business, dealing in hay, grain, meats, and notably petroleum. A cornerstone of Rockefeller's strategy was his single-minded focus on reinvestment. He was a firm believer in the principle of compound interest, once stating, "Do you know the only thing that gives me pleasure? It's to see my dividends coming in." Rather than splurging on luxuries or squandering his profits, Rockefeller continuously funneled his earnings back into his businesses. This allowed him to expand rapidly, outpacing competitors and gaining a foothold in emerging markets. In addition to reinvestment, Rockefeller was a master of efficiency and cost reduction. He understood the power of economies of scale and applied it relentlessly. Every facet of his operations was examined and optimized, from refining processes to transportation logistics. He was known to be meticulous to the point of obsession, even going so far as to measure the exact amount of solder used to seal his oil barrels to ensure not a single penny was wasted. This focus on efficiency extended to his workforce as well. Rockefeller believed in paying his employees well to ensure loyalty and dedication. He once said, "I would rather earn 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts." This philosophy not only reduced turnover but also fostered a culture of hard work and innovation within his companies. Rockefeller also had a keen eye for spotting opportunities and seizing them. He entered the oil business when it was still in its infancy, recognizing its potential long before most others. His ability to anticipate market trends and act decisively was a key element of his success. Rockefeller's strategies were revolutionary for their time, and they set the stage for his domination of the oil industry. His emphasis on reinvestment, efficiency, and strategic foresight created a blueprint for business success that is still relevant today. In the next scene, we'll delve into how these strategies evolved over time. As his business grew, so did Rockefeller's strategies. In the early days, Rockefeller was primarily focused on refining crude oil, but he soon discovered the value of controlling every aspect of the oil industry. This led to his pioneering use of vertical integration. He bought up barrel factories, oil fields, pipelines, and railroads. By owning the whole supply chain, from the oil wells to the gas lamps, he was able to cut costs, improve efficiency, and outcompete his rivals. Rockefeller's strategies didn't stop there. He recognized the importance of scale in business. His solution? Horizontal integration. He began acquiring competing refineries, consolidating the industry under Standard Oil, his company. The more he acquired, the more he could control prices and squeeze out competitors. It was a ruthless strategy, but it worked. By the 1890s, Standard Oil controlled about 90% of the U.S. refineries and pipelines. Rockefeller also had a knack for anticipating change and adjusting his strategies accordingly. When scientists discovered that gasoline could power automobiles, he quickly shifted Standard Oil's focus from kerosene to gasoline production. This forward-thinking approach allowed him to stay ahead of the curve and maintain his dominance over the oil industry. But it wasn't just about the big picture for Rockefeller. He was known for his meticulous attention to detail. He believed in the power of efficiency and was always looking for ways to save money and time. In his words, "I believe in the dignity of labor, whether with head or hand, that the world owes no man a living, but that it owes every man an opportunity to make a living." Rockefeller's strategies evolved with his business and the industry. He was not afraid to innovate, to take risks, and to make bold moves. His approach was multifaceted, combining vertical and horizontal integration, anticipating industry shifts, and a relentless focus on efficiency. Rockefeller's evolving strategies allowed him to maintain his dominance over the oil industry, even as it transformed around him. Rockefeller's strategies weren't just effective in the 19th century. They hold valuable lessons for the business world today. As we delve into the modern interpretation of his strategies, it becomes apparent that the principles he espoused are still incredibly relevant in today's business landscape. First, let's look at Rockefeller's emphasis on reinvestment. He was a firm believer in the power of compounding, often saying, "Do you know the only thing that gives me pleasure? It's to see my dividends coming in." This wasn't just a clever quip. He lived by it, reinvesting his profits back into his business to fuel growth and expansion. In today's world, this strategy is still a cornerstone of successful businesses. Companies like Amazon reinvest their profits into new ventures, innovation, and expanding their infrastructure, much like Rockefeller did with his oil refineries more than a century ago. Moving on, let's discuss Rockefeller's focus on efficiency. He was famous for his meticulous attention to detail and his relentless drive to increase efficiency in his operations. He once said, "I believe in the dignity of labor, whether with head or hand, that the world owes no man a living, but that it owes every man an opportunity to make a living." In the digital age, this focus on efficiency is more relevant than ever. With the advent of technology and data analytics, businesses can now track and optimize every aspect of their operations, from supply chain management to customer service, to maximize efficiency and profitability. Finally, let's talk about one of Rockefeller's most significant strategies: integration. He understood the value of controlling every aspect of his business, from production to distribution. This allowed him to maintain quality, reduce costs, and ultimately dominate the market. In the modern business world, this strategy is often referred to as vertical integration. Companies like Apple, who control everything from the manufacturing of their products to the retail stores where they're sold, have successfully adopted this strategy. By taking a page from Rockefeller's playbook, they're able to ensure quality, streamline their operations, and keep costs down. Of course, it's important to remember that while these strategies can be effective, they're not a magic bullet. Success in business requires more than just a good strategy. It requires hard work, persistence, and a willingness to adapt and evolve. As Rockefeller himself said, "Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great." In conclusion, while the business landscape has undoubtedly changed since Rockefeller's time, his strategies and principles remain as relevant as ever. They provide a roadmap for modern businesses, offering valuable insights into how to operate efficiently, reinvest profits, and control every aspect of the business. While the business world has changed since Rockefeller's time, his strategies remain a valuable guide for modern entrepreneurs and business leaders. John D Rockefeller's story is one of ambition, strategy, and unparalleled success. We've journeyed through his life, from his humble beginnings to becoming one of the most influential figures in American business history. His strategies, while rooted in the 19th century, hold surprising relevance in today's digital age. Let's revisit the key points we've discussed. Rockefeller was a master of innovation and adaptation, qualities that remain essential for any business to thrive in our rapidly evolving world. He saw opportunities where others saw obstacles, a mindset that would serve any modern entrepreneur well. Remember his belief in vertical integration? In the modern business context, controlling every part of the production process can lead to increased efficiency and cost reductions. Today's businesses can interpret this as overseeing their supply chain, controlling their data, or even owning their distribution channels. We also discussed how Rockefeller valued competition, but knew when to seek cooperation. His practice of forming trusts and partnerships can be seen in today's mergers and acquisitions, joint ventures, and strategic alliances. Rockefeller once said, The ability to deal with people is as purchasable a commodity as sugar or coffee, and I pay more for that ability than for any other under the sun. This speaks volumes about the importance of interpersonal skills, negotiation prowess, and leadership in today's business world. Lastly, we touched upon Rockefeller's philanthropic endeavors. His belief in giving back to society is a lesson for today's businesses. Corporate social responsibility, or CSR, is no longer a mere option, but a necessity for businesses seeking longevity and positive public perception. Rockefeller's legacy is not just his immense wealth, but the strategies that got him there, strategies that continue to influence the business world to this day. As we navigate the complex terrain of modern business, let's remember to look back at the pioneers like Rockefeller, for their wisdom continues to light the path to success.